Hey, what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Mr. Bond. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to do a full review of Audaz Predator. Audaz is a micro brand. They reached out to us and offered to send one of their watches in for the review. They said go on their website and pick any one of the watches. Now they have quite a few different varieties. A lot of them are diver watches, a lot of Mille Homages, you know, the usual micro brand things. However, this one here has caught my eye. The design of it is very unique. It's different from all the other watches that I reviewed thus far, so I decided, hey, why don't I pick this one and do a full review of it. Now, on the surface level, it does of course look quite a bit like Richard Mille RM005. Now, that watch is like $100,000. This one here is a lot cheaper. Before we get started with the review, I just want to let you know that this watch was sent to us for free and we get to keep it. That doesn't affect the review in any way. Just want to be transparent, so I guess take everything I say with a grain of salt. Now let's talk about the case dimensions of this timepiece. It has a diameter of 43 millimeters, excluding the crown and the crown guards. It is 50 millimeters from one lug to another. It has 24 millimeter lug width and it's 14 millimeters thick. Here's what the watch looks like on my 7.5 inch wrist. It's a big watch and it wears large. If you have a wrist of under 6.5 inches, I think this one will simply be too big for you. It is also a hefty watch weighing at 133 grams. Now this type of weight is not unusual, however remember that this watch comes on a rubber strap. So pretty much 95% of that weight comes from the watch head itself. You can definitely feel this watch on your wrist. For the most part, it's fairly comfortable. The only thing is this protruding crown. The crown at the 3 o'clock position really digs into your wrist. I don't know why they chose to go with such a long crown, and we'll talk more about the crown a little bit later. The case is a stainless steel case with PVD coating or ion plating. The case finish is okay. The bezel portion of the case does look better than the portion by the lugs and by the crown. It doesn't look as sharp. The angles of the finish are not as sharp. I definitely think they could spend more time and perfect this finish. I also wish it had maybe a two-tone finish, having a bezel and the case of two different colors. I think that would add a little bit more dimension and make the case interesting. Right now, to me personally, it seems a little bit boring. We already mentioned the crown at the 3 o'clock position with these crown guards. The crown guards are very small as comparing to this crown. And again, I'm not sure why they chose to go with such a long crown. It doesn't really look that good. And it does protrude quite a bit, so it makes the watch more uncomfortable. It's a push-pull style crown, so it's not screw-down crown. It is signed, and the watch has 100 meters of water resistance. If we look at the case back, it's very simple, not much to it, just has Audaz logo in the middle, some writing around it, and this cool pattern that kind of mimics the pattern on the dial. It is held in place with these 4 screws in each corner. I'm surprised they were able to achieve 100 meters of water resistance with the case back that's just held in place with these 4 little screws. The crystal is a sapphire crystal. It's a nice curved piece of sapphire with some AR coating. Gives very nice viewing angles, cool distortions, and it also has a nice blue hue to it. Taking a look at the dial itself, and again, the dial execution is excellent. It has kind of a layered dial because you can see that the black portion of the dial, the black design, is on top of that yellow portion. Yellow portion looks pretty cool. It has a kind of cool industrial look with the way it's finished. All applied indices alternating between Arabic numerals and rectangles. There are also a couple of interesting elements on the dial. First of all, we can see that balance wheel beating closer to the 8 o'clock position. By 9 o'clock position, we can see a 24-hour indicator, and between 5 and 4 o'clock position, that's the seconds hand. And again, the design of it, the execution is done really well. It's a partially skeletonized dial, so it's not completely skeletonized watch. You can't completely see through it because the case back is of course solid, but you can see the movement, and the movement powering this watch is a Miyota 82D7 automatic movement. Hacking hand winding beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour, has 42 hours of power reserve. Mine is fairly accurate. I'm getting plus 12 seconds per day, so that's not too bad. Now this is a Workhorse Movement. Can't really complain about this movement too much, except for the fact that it has a unidirectional rotor. So you can't really feel it just because the case is so massive, but on a lighter watch, you could feel and hear the rotor. With this watch, you can't really hear anything, so that's not really a complaint. However, at the price of this watch, I will say it's a complaint because the watch costs $400 US or $395 on their website. I think that's a bit rich. Now don't get me wrong, this is not an awful quality watch. In fact, a lot of the elements of this watch feel quite high-end. For example, this rubber strap feels really good. It's very soft, very comfortable, probably the best rubber strap I've ever experienced. So that element of it is done really well. The dial, the overall design, the curved sapphire crystal, all of that is executed really well. However, as I mentioned, where things fall a little short, number one, the case finish, it needs to be improved if you're asking that $400. Also, the crown needs to be pushed in because as it is right now, kind of doesn't look as good, and it also is not as comfortable as it could be. Also, the lume, here's a lume shot for you. Definitely not great, definitely could be improved. So I say either reduce the price by $100, maybe a little bit more, or make these improvements. Because as it stands right now, it's a pretty good watch, but at $400, you really have to think about it. It's not quite the value for money proposition that would be a no-brainer. This watch also did something for me personally. For a long time, I really wanted to buy myself a Hublot Spirit of Big Bang Titanium. I did a full review of that watch. That video can be found on the channel. One of my really good friends owns a watch like that, and that has been my dream or grail watch for a long time. I really wanted one. I like the design of it. But after spending some time with this watch here, I spent about 3 weeks with this one testing it out and so on. I don't want the Hublot anymore because whenever I was wearing this watch, it always felt like it was a Richard Mille Homage. So if I bought the Hublot, it would also feel like a Richard Mille Homage. It wouldn't feel original enough. So spending $15,000 or $12,000, whatever that watch costs, on essentially a Richard Mille Homage, even though that watch is great on its own, in its own right, it's a fantastic watch. It has a movement based on Zenith El Primero. However, to me, it would feel like I'm wearing a Richard Mille Homage, and that's what this watch did. It made me not want to buy the Hublot Spirit of Big Bang. So thanks, Audaz, you saved me $15,000. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see more videos like this, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this watch right here. By the way, today on my wrist I'm wearing Casio Duro. I just picked this one up for Black Friday sale. Still haven't done a review. That video is coming soon. In the description of this video there are 2 links. Number 1, there is a secret link. Number 2, there's a link to Bond NATO straps. If you're looking for a good quality NATO strap and want to support this YouTube channel, buying one of those NATO straps is a good way to do it. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Alright, so let's do a Raketa giveaway. Thank you so much for all of you who have entered. We got in total 479 comments on that video. How you could enter into that giveaway, all you have to do is just make a comment on the video and be a subscriber of the YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to type in 479, that's the number of comments that we got, into a random number generator on Google. Whatever number it lands on, that's the winner. And here we go. Comment number 88. So I'm going to count 88 comments and I'm going to contact you, and you are the winner. Congratulations on winning this Raketa watch.